everybody, it's Kathy Champion and you're back in my craft room, and today I thought that we would make some background paper, and from that we're also going to do a card. But I wanted to show you, we've done background paper before, but I saw this last night from another Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I thought it was absolutely perfect. And it was Connie Stewart, who is a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and she puts videos out quite often, and I don't watch everything she does, but I just happened to catch the last night's, and I was so glad I did. We are going to use 4 colors of ink. We have Blushing Bride, Balmy Blue, Pear Pizzazz, and Real Red. And these were the colors that she used. Now I'm using different stamps because I don't have the same stamps that she had. But this is a new stamp that will be available on June the 3rd, and it will be in the new catalog called Tasteful Touches. And Layered with Kindness is one that's retiring. So if you are interested in this one, and it's really a cute stamp set. It is a cling stamp, and these images are just gorgeous, and I love this. Thank you for your kindness. It's got a beautiful happy birthday that's already in a tag, and for my friend. This is really a cute stamp set. So if you are interested with that one, you need to go and grab it before it's gone. But anyway, what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of showcase these 2 stamp sets in making a pattern paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move this stuff out of my way, and let's just lay those over there. I'm going to stack my inks over here, and let's get out our paper trimmer. I'm going to trim this down. You can do a whole sheet, but for the sake of the video, I am only going to do a half a sheet. And I'm going to cut it in half this way. So it's 11, so we need to cut this at 5.5, because 5.5 would be half of 11. So let's just lock that down, and I'll save this piece because this will be a card base at some point. So I'll just slide it over here. And what I like to do is I want to stamp my larger image first. So this flower right here from the Tasteful Touches will be my first one. And I am going to stamp this in the Blushing Bride. This is a really pretty pink. It's soft and kind of delicate, and this flower picks up a lot of the color, and that was another reason why I chose this particular stamp. Now if you don't have these stamps, look in your stash and just find a large flower, and you can very well do this too. Now if you notice, I am going to turn my paper and not my stamp. So I'm going to stamp off of the paper there, and I'm going to turn, and I'm going to stamp here, and then here. I'm just going to re-ink each time, maybe here. And as I'm going, I'm turning my paper. This will give us that that look that's kind of what's the right word? Not so much in order. So by turning your paper, you will get that feel that this is a piece of pattern paper that was printed this way. And that's exactly what we're looking for. So I'm going to do off the page. Oops. We did a boo-boo, but that's okay. We can still make this work. And I'm going to do one right here. And now we're done with this one. So I am going to wipe my stamp off over here and just set it to the side. And close that up. I am going to take a wipe and just wipe up this excess ink so we don't get, make too big of a mess with our card, with our paper, our personally designed designer paper. Now I'm going to use the Pear Pizzazz, and I have this small leaf, and that came from the Layered with Kindness. And we are just gonna, with this Pear Pizzazz, we're gonna randomly stamp leaves. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna turn the paper. So I'm gonna put a leaf down and a leaf down, a leaf. We're gonna do some on and off and turning the paper as we go. No rhyme or reason how you put these down. You just want to fill in your space. Doesn't matter if you stamp on your image. This is all going to look cohesive once we're done. So just randomly stamp your leaves. I think we're good with the leaves for right now, so let's clean this one off. You don't have to do a real thorough clean because we're probably going to come back with some more in just a moment. But now we're going to grab this real red. This is a rich, rich red. And I have this flower, and again, this is from Layered with Kindness, the same one that the leaf came from. And I'm going to just tap, 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 load it up with some of that pretty red ink, and this is going to be very bright in comparison to the other, but that's what we want. Look at that pop of color. Doing the same thing, I'm turning the paper as I stamp, a little on, a little off. You have to get a little bit more careful as you get more images on here as to where you're stamping what. But it still comes together beautifully. Look at that beautiful pop of color. I love the way this came together. I love the way it looks. And a special shout out to Connie Stewart for bringing this. I thought it was ingenious. Let's see, let's put one right there. And it's beautiful. I think it's gorgeous like this. And we can put one right there and there. And I mean, really, who doesn't love beautiful flowers? And they are gorgeous. We'll put one right there. And that kind of camouflages some of that little boo-boo that I made. I'm thinking I want one maybe right here. And I think that's good. So I'm going to clean off my stamp with my little simple Shammy. We're going to close up this red ink because me around red ink is a recipe for disaster. And we'll put a little bit of hand sanitizer on my hand and see if I can get some of that off. And then I'm going to come back in with a wet wipe and just clean up my mat. I love the glass mat for this reason. I wish Stampin' Up would come out with a glass mat. I think it would be a wonderful investment. But they don't, so I use my We Are Memory Keepers because I love it so much. Alright, look how pretty that is. Is that not gorgeous? That looks like a piece of paper that came in a paper pack. It is just stunning. So now what I would like to do is decide what color I want to use for my background. So do I want to go with that real red and really pop that red? I'm thinking I do. So let's look at the real red or the scarlet. And I think this is going to be gorgeous. Look how beautiful that matches up. So I'm going to cut me a card base, out of this. And I think for this one, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it at 5.5 on the 11-inch side. So let's just slice this down like this. And let's go ahead and get our crease in it at 4 1/4. Just like that. And we are definitely going to use our bone folder and get a good crease on this. And now we're going to cut a piece of this for our mat. And I think it's going to be gorgeous. So we know that we need our mat to be 4 by 5 1/4. So let's decide. And this, after you cut this, if you decide that you need to add some more color to it, you can most definitely add some more color. Let's go this way. And I think I am going to add a little bit more. So we're going to cut that at 4 by 5 1/4. I think I'm going to take this edge off. I don't want to cut my little red flower. So you need to look and just make sure that you're cutting it where you want it to, come off at. That way we're not wasting a whole lot of the color. That little strip right there. Alrighty. Now we have this beautiful, beautiful red on here, and I'm going to show you how you can take a strip of your red like this. I'm going to cut off a 1/4 inch strip. So I'm just going to line that up right there on that 1/4 inch line. This gives us a nice little line, and look how cute that would be just to run it along there. So, and everything coordinates so beautifully, so it just looks like that it was made with that piece on it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take a little bit of liquid glue, and I think I'm going to use my art glitter glue, and I'm going to use my ruler to help keep me straight. And so I'm going to take my ruler, so I want to run this piece diagonally across this card. So I'm going to lay my ruler down just like that from one corner to the other, and I'm just going to hold it, and I'm going to run a bead of glue. Just like that. And then we're going to lay this right into that glue. Now once that gets dry, we will just take it up and we will trim those pieces off, and we will have a perfect diagonal on our card. And it was just that easy. Just cutting a little piece of paper, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to trim this off this way and then this way, and then do the same thing down here. Now it's very normal when you make a piece of pattern paper using ink that you will have ink on that back side. So don't worry about that. If you see you've got transferred some ink back there, it is not going to matter. Okay, now we're ready to put this down, and that just adds a point of interest on our card. I think that's beautiful. It looks like you cut that and you got two separate pieces, but you didn't do anything but cut a 1/4 inch strip and glued it down in the middle. I think that is perfect. So let's go ahead now and adhere this to our card base. And let's get our little border going all the way around. Just like that. Give that a good press. Got a clump in my glue. My pen does not want to go in. There we go. Alright, at this point I want to look at this and see, is there any place that I need to put a leaf or a flower? And I think I need a leaf right there. Anywhere that you see some naked spots that look like it needs a little something, this is where you can go back and fill in. Because, you know, it's okay to do that. And let's do a little leaf right there. And maybe, I think we're done with the leaf. And we can go back and look at our flower and see, I think we got a pop of red pretty good on there. So I think I'm going to leave it. I think we're good. So now we need to decide what we want to do for our sentiment. So I want to cut a framelit. And I am going to go into my dies. So let me grab a die and I'll be right back. Okay, I found these dies. This is another one that's retiring, and I am so sad that this is not going to be available for y'all. But if you want it, you need to go and check and see if it's available. So you can check the link in the description box below. And this one is called Stitched Label Framelits. And look what you get. You get, oops, you get these. Look how gorgeous they are. And then you also get these. This is pretty. This will give you an imprint on your cardstock that is absolutely gorgeous. And look at these little borders. Absolutely beautiful. This will cut and also put in a impression. So it's like a cut and emboss. But I'm going to use this one because I think it's beautiful. And I'm going to lay these over here like that. And I got a piece of the red, and that's what I want to cut this in. And we're going to get a piece of white, and we'll stamp our sentiment in the middle of that on the white. So let me grab my machine. And we're going to go ahead and cut this on camera. I normally don't. I usually go off and cut and come back. But I thought, why not? I got a little piece of wax paper in here. So I'm going to lay that over top of my die. That will sometimes help it to release. So there's my wax paper and then my cutting plate. And let's just run this through. And hopefully we've got a good cut. I'm going to run it one more time just to make sure I get that all those little pieces out. Let's see. Oh yeah. This looks beautiful, and look at that stitch detail. Is that not gorgeous? All of this stitching that's on there is beautiful. So if you don't have these dies, I am telling you, you will want to go and grab those before they're gone. They are just absolutely gorgeous. I wish I'd have checked before I started the video. But I wasn't sure I was going to use these. And y'all know me, I don't always know what I'm going to use until I start my video. It's just the way I roll. And I do apologize for that, because a lot of times it would be nice for y'all to know if these things are available when my video goes up. But I don't always know, so it is what it is. Now I need something that will fit in here. Now I'm going to measure. I'm going to measure this to see exactly what size piece I need, and it looks like about 1 3/4. So I'm going to do 1 1/2 by 2 1/4. So 1 1/2 by 2 1/4. That's exactly what we need to go in here. And I am gonna use my punch, the scallop and stub punch, and I think I'm gonna do the stub. Yeah, I think I want the stub. And I'm just gonna do each one of these corners just like that, and I think that'll give a little bit more interest on this piece as well. So let's go ahead and see if we can find our stamp that we want to stamp in here, and look how pretty that's going to look. I love that. Now we got to find our stamp, and I think if this will fit, You Are So Special. I really like that. Let's see if it will fit in our space. And it does. So I'm going to pull this over here, and in order to coordinate this with everything else, I am going to stamp this in the real red. So I'm going to grab my real red. I mean, I've got it all over me, so I might as well use it, right? I'm going to grab a stamp block, and I want to get this where I can see that I'm getting it centered just right. Let's move that up there, and I'm going to tap, tap, tap. And then I'm going to get over top of this so I can see what I'm doing and stamp. Very pretty. Okay, I'm going to let that dry just for a minute so I don't smear it. We don't need to smear our inks. Now I do want to pop this up. I'm going to pop this up on here because I think it's calling for it. So let's get some of our little Stampin Dimensionals. I'm going to turn that over, and I'm going to put one there, one here, and one there, and let's do one in the middle. And grab my Take Your Pick tool. Absolutely love this tool. This thing is so versatile, and it comes with different attachments, which makes it so nice. You have your little putty, your pickup putty on the end. You have other ends that go on here to make it a stylist, and it also, you can buy the brush, the release brush. So it really does make it super versatile. And I'll have a link for, I'll show you the order numbers for everything that I used, including the inks. Look at that. Now let's bring our card back over. And look how pretty. So simple. And I want to pop this up too. So I'm going to use some tape for that. And I've got a piece here already cut. So what I'm going to do is just cut it in half. And I'm going to put a piece at the top and a piece at the bottom. And I may cut one more piece just to have a little bit on the sides. I'm going to cut that in half. Maybe just this one through the middle. I think that'll work. And we don't have to cut that up anymore. And let's go ahead and take these off. Just like so. And now let's put this right in the center. Now look how pretty that card is. Is that not gorgeous? This would be a card all we need to do is put a base, a white base inside. You can stamp another sentiment on it, or you can leave it blank and do a handwritten note, whichever works for you. I think I'm going to stamp a sentiment. Y'all know I love this one that says the good things in life are better with you. So I'm going to use that one because I love it. And I think I am going to, just to have everything kind of coordinate, this is like a little background stamp. I love these because they add interest to your piece. So I am going to take that and I'm just going to stamp, and we're going to do like a second generation stamping, and I'm going to use the Blushing Bride. Let's get these out of our way. And you know, it's just, sometimes it's just the little details that you do inside of a card. We're going to stamp this off. So we're going to bring out our little scrap piece of paper. I'm going to ink it up and then stamp it off, and then I'm going to stamp it just like that. Just a little interest right there of that that pink. And now we're going to load this up. And I think what I want to do is I want to stamp this in that real red. We're following our same theme of the reds and the pinks. So pretty. Oops, I need to go this way, y'all. It's okay. This is still a good interest point, so we're still good. I love that. So I'm going to stamp off, get some of that red ink off before I take this to my pad. And one other thing that I think would really set this crazy would be to do our little flower just kind of right here in the corner. And we are going to go back to our Blushing Bride for that. And this just gives you an opportunity to play with your inks, play with your stamps, and it's just fun. So let's put this right here. Oh, how pretty. And maybe one right here. And then let's not forget about our green, because we're going to carry that same theme through. So I'm going to grab our pear pizzazz. Oops. And I am going to use the little leaf. And we're going to stamp a leaf right here. And maybe one right here. And then maybe one in this corner and one down here. And look how much that adds to our to our card. And this is going on the inside. So not only will it be beautiful on the outside, but it's going to be spectacular on the inside as well. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I am going to move this out of my way before I get it all over everything. And I'm going to clean this ink because I did a little stamping off. Anytime you do that, you want to make sure you clean up your work surface. And dry it up with just a tiny bit. Okay, and now we're ready to put this down. And I'm going to use a little snail. And then all we want to do is get our little border all the way around and press that down. How stinking cute is that card? Look at that. And you got room here to sign. You could also put another little piece over here if you wanted to write a personal message. But that is such a cute card, and we made our background paper. How about that? So, you know, if you got stamps and some ink, you can make your own background paper. So, and I think this turned out absolutely gorgeous. And I hope that you will try this. And if you do, go over to my Facebook page, Random Acts of Crafting by Kathy Champion, and join up with us over there. And we can all post our beautiful projects and have fun and kind of connect with each other. It's a great place to do that. Also, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. It helps me grow my channel. It helps me with my status with YouTube. And leave me a comment. That helps too. Give me a thumbs up, you know, as in liking this video. That helps too. And I just want you all to know exactly how special you are. So, you know, this card is for all of my subscribers because you are so special. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your love, your support, and y'all mean so much to me. Speaking of subscribers, I want to share with you a card that I got. I got this yesterday, and I hadn't been checking my P.O. box because my husband is laid off right now, so he hasn't been at work where he could do that. But I'm going to move this card out of the way because I want to showcase this card. How stinking cute. I got this from Marie Mussel or Mussel. I'm not sure how I'm pronouncing it. I probably really butchered your name, Marie, and I am so sorry if I did. But anyway, Marie is a very special person to me. She emails me all the time and tells me what an inspiration I am. And I appreciate her so much for that. And I got this in the mail, and she is the one that had requested me to go back and show exactly how I positioned the mechanism for the wiper card. And she sent me this card, and look at that. Is this not a gorgeous card? And look at that. She even put the little this is from a May stamp set, and I recognize it because I have it, and I love this. And I think this is from Tracy and Bill's thank you stamp set, I think. But look at this. It is absolutely gorgeous. The paper, the lace, the little flowers, the butterfly, the floral paper that she picked. Marie, you did a fantastic job on this. Not only that, but she also wrote me a note, and I'm hoping that she's not going to mind me sharing the note with all of you. Let's see, I laid it right over here, so I could share it with y'all. And now I can't find it. And it was right, oh, here it is. I laid it right on top. She shared this note with me, and this is what she said. Hi, Kathy. Are you ready for this? Ta-da! It works, and on my first try, and yes, you are the recipient of my very first wiper card. I made my template, watched your video over and over, and the card came out perfectly. Laugh out loud. It took me longer deciding how to decorate. Thank you so much for your videos and excellent instructions. Many hugs, Marie. Marie, you have no idea how much that means to me, because that's my goal in having my channel, is to help other people hone their craft of card making and give you good instructions, and also to share my faith. So I could not be happier. I will treasure this card forever. She knows I love butterflies, so thank you for the butterfly. It is gorgeous. Even my husband, when I took it out of he said, "Wow, that's a beautiful card." And you'd have to know my husband. He doesn't say things unless he really means them. So to get that compliment from him was just wonderful. So thank you so much for this. I had to give a shout out to you, Marie, for that. I'm going to go ahead and pull this card back over because I am hoping that y'all will try this card. This card was so simple. This is an easy card that looks very dramatic, but it's not. And I hope that you will use that technique on some of your other cards. I think this is gorgeous. And you didn't have to cut angles or anything, and yet it looks like you did. So I loved it. I loved the way it came together. I thank y'all so much again for tuning in, for supporting my channel, and supporting my store. Don't forget about our sale. It starts today at 12 noon, which this video will probably go up after noon. So if you are in need of some crafting supplies, come and shop with me. Please remember that it does not include Stampin' Up. That is a separate entity from my store. So when you come in, just scroll down past the Stampin' Up logo, and everything in my store is 15% off of your total purchase at checkout. So happy shopping, happy Memorial Day, and until we craft again, always let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is so worthy of our praise. He's so worthy of our life. He gave his life for us, so we need to live ours for his. So until we see each other again right here on YouTube, happy crafting, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.